Anyway, so to overcome this why me attitude, to overcome this attitude of why me, God, why have you picked on me, why have you chosen me, to overcome this, we must first recognize the authority of God. Amen. Recognize who's in charge. Recognize who's on top. Recognize Amen. Who is Alpha and Omega. Yeah. Recognize who is at the hills. Recognize who sits on high and looks low. You have to recognize the authority of God. Amen. We look at our bosses, we think they're in charge, but God's really in charge. Amen. We have to submit to our authorities, but we know that we also have to submit to God first. Amen. You understand what I'm saying? And the thing is about the Lord, He allows us to have our pity parties. He allows us to say, why me, God? Why have you picked on me? But He says, I'm in charge. Will you tell me that I'm wrong? Will you tell me that I was wrong for allowing that situation to come to you? Could Job go to God and say, God, you were wrong for sending the devil to me. You were wrong for allowing him to come and check on me. You were wrong for that. But would you really tell God that? He says, have you an arm like God? Can you thunder with a voice like His? The second mindset, that's the first mindset, it's the why me attitude. I want you to recognize what this attitude is so you can learn to overcome it. To learn to overcome a why me attitude, we must first recognize the authority of God. Recognize that God is in charge, not man. God is in charge, not you. You are not in charge of your life, but God is. The second mindset that I want to talk about is the premature escapee. Right. The premature escapee is the person that tries to escape their situation or storm too early. What do you mean by that? The person that tries to escape jail too early. So let's think about the natural real quick. The say a cop pulls you over, you haven't done anything, and he locks you up. You're in jail. You haven't done anything wrong. You know you're innocent of the crime. You know you're innocent of it. You go to jail, and try to escape. Knowing that you're innocent, knowing that you haven't done nothing, try to set yourself free. See what happens. Won't the cops, won't they come looking for you? Amen. Won't they come take you back to jail and you'll have a longer prison time? I don't know what the charge is, but it's probably something like attempt to escape jail. And probably attempt to escape jail. So we experience the same thing as believers when we try to escape by ourselves. Because God says, look, there's a work that I have for you to do. There's a work for you to do while you're in jail. There's a work for you to do while you're in prison. There's a work for you to do while you're facing your obstacle. There's a work for you to do while you're facing a storm. See, that's why I read Philippians. Paul was in jail. Paul was in prison. Paul did not say, God, why have you let me why have you let me be in jail? You called me as an apostle. You called me on the road to Damascus. But why, God? No. Paul recognized the authority of God. He knew God was in charge the whole time. He also knew that he couldn't let himself free. He knew that somebody of a higher authority had to set him free. That's true. Somebody of a higher authority has to set you free. Mom can't set me free if I go to jail. She might get bail, but if I do too big of a crime, she's not going to be able to say, come here, get him out of jail. No, they don't understand. Someone of a higher authority got to set me free. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody like
I'm going to leave it in.
She's going to leave it anyway. Someone of a higher authority has to set me free. So now we started looking at it naturally. We started saying, well, a police officer got to set me free, or one of the judges had to set me free, but not until God sets you free. Amen. Now you won't overcome your storm until God says, you can make I'll take you through it. I'll bring you through it. You have to learn how to adjust in whatever situation that God places you in. If He places you in prison, learn to adjust while you're in prison. But it's something that we must do, though. I'm going to get to that. But first, we must recognize the authority of God. Recognize that God is in charge. The second thing is that we must learn that we can't escape on our own. We can't set ourselves free. But anyway,